Israel just got hit by one of the biggest attacks in world history, missiles, drones, etc. But Biden says Israel cannot hit back. We're going to talk about why. What the heck is Biden thinking? Last weekend, there was the biggest missile attack in world history that took place inside of a 12-hour period, where hundreds and hundreds of rockets, missiles, ballistic missiles, and long-range missiles, and
drones,
drone strikes hit Israel. And amazingly, America helped, France helped, Saudi Arabia helped, and Jordan helped Israel knock them down. A couple rockets got through, some very, very, very large ones. I mean, the size of a house almost. It looks like a big cannon. These things are enormous, the ballistic missiles that go up into the outer atmosphere and then come back down. One hit a military base in southern Israel, put a big hole in the ground. And yet, and I don't know the explanation for this, and I'm dying to hear what you have to say. Biden has come out repeatedly in public and in private, in meetings, with his staff, with little comments to the press. Israel should not retaliate. Israel won the battle by knocking down the missiles, as if that's a victory. Well, no, Israel survived because if those missiles had hit Tel Aviv and hit Jerusalem, including two that were shot down over the dome of the mosque, the third holiest site in Islam, can you imagine the Muslim response if the Iranian missiles had blown up that mosque? But Israel shot those down too. So what I don't get is Biden has said the American government will not take part in any attack by Israel on Iran. So the ironclad support he keeps talking about every day doesn't include taking out the missile sites, taking out the drone factories, taking out the storage of all these ballistic missiles. I guess it's just talking points. Listen to this: 170 drones, 130 ballistic missiles, 30 cruise missiles that could have literally killed hundreds of thousands of people. Israel is not allowed to do a thing. Can you explain that?
It's all upside down again. If it was the United States of America that got bombarded with all these rockets, drones, missiles, this attack like this, the United States of America would retaliate, and not a single nation on the planet, Barry, would say, take it as a win. Even if we knock down every single rocket, not a single nation would say, take it as a win. But they're telling Israel, oh, take this as a win. Joe Biden, he irks me to no end. And before it took place, they were asking Joe Biden, do you have anything to say to Iran before they did the attack? And he just said, don't. Okay, what does that mean? Don't what?
Well, that was terrifying. They were scared to death.
Oh, yeah. Joe Biden said don't. Oh, really? He said don't. Don't do what? What did he give any more detail about what not don't? What does that mean?
That's the only part of that's Will. He memorized that speech. He was ready for that question, and he delivered it like that.
He was sharp. He was sharp.
He looked good. And what did Iran do? Ooh, don't. But they did.
Yeah, but they did. And then Joe Biden comes around and says, well, take this as a win. That's not, I mean, really? What's the win here? What took place is Israel defended themselves. Remember, Barry, this is the same thing. I kept bringing it up. I kept bringing it up over and over like a broken record. You know, sometimes I get to that when I see something as a point, and I want to drill that point in. You remember when Israel was getting bombarded with rockets over and over and over and over again? One time it was like 11 days, 13 days, something like that. I don't remember the exact number. It happens all the time, right? Oh, it's fireworks. The world just look at it. Oh, Israel's getting attacked again. Nothing to see here, right? They do this every single time. And I think it was like 11 days later, or 13 days there, I can't even remember. It was one time they were shooting thousands of rockets every day into Israel. Israel was taking them out the Iron Dome. And then when Israel said, we've had it, enough is enough, we're getting ready to wipe them out, only then Joe Biden stepped in to say, don't, Israel, please don't do it. Don't do anything. We'll get involved now. And then what did Israel do? Israel said, okay, We won't retaliate for the thousands of rockets that were shot at us. We won't do anything. So now Iran did the same thing. And what does Joe Biden do? He runs over to Israel. Don't do anything. Don't do anything. After they just sent all this artillery at him, trying to kill him. Don't do anything. Joe Biden is not an ally to Israel. He is not an ally. I called it out when it's first kicked off, Barry. I said it's a trick. He is lying through his teeth. He is not an ally. The only president that's ever sat in the White House that has been an ally 100% to Israel, and that was Donald J. Trump. And they're trying to do everything they can. I mean, everything they can to prevent him from coming back. Because if he was still there, this would not be happening.
Oh, God, no. Look, American ships are getting hit by Houthis.
Yes.
And when they're not hit, it's because we've shot down the drone or the missile. We're getting hit from drones out of Iraq. We're getting hit from Lebanese territory. Israel's getting hit from 7 places. And we say to Israel, don't. There's one country in the world that's not allowed to defend itself. It's Israel. And the EU has come out in support of Joe Biden's don't policy, but the don't doesn't apply to Iran. It applies to Israel. That's insane.
Yeah, that's you know what? That's exactly it, Barry. It wasn't guided to Iran. It was guided to Israel. Don't. That Joe Biden's speech that he worked on many hours
and memorized
that said don't. That was the whole paragraph. That was the 10-page speech that he had. Don't. Was directed to Israel. So what is Israel going to do, Barry? Is Israel going to say, okay, well, we stopped the majority of it from happening? Because I'm telling you right now, Iran, they were celebrating, and I'm still kind of curious on what they were celebrating. And on top of that, Barry, they're not even talking about the Israeli consulate that was just attacked right before this happened and killed how many Israelis? 23? No one is saying anything about that, but you can't retaliate against that either. Why is it that Israel cannot defend themselves? Or when they do defend themselves, it's genocide. Oh my goodness, it's genocide.